I challenge. By challenge, I mean I participate in this thing that many people do. To write 50,000 words in a month, which I never do because it's my birthday month. So I get to like 30,000 and then I stop because I start drinking because it's my birthday and it's Thanksgiving. And I forget about it.
You don't like drunk, right? You know, like there's a lot of writers who they only can.
No, because if you do that, then you just get to develop a problem and you don't get any better at writing.
Stephen King?
Stephen King doesn't need a drunk write.
Okay,
he just writes right.
Can we just talk real quick about Stephen King? So, you know, it's Halloween weekend, right? Over the weekend. Yes. So my kids are older. We were like, they wanted to watch a scary movie, so we're like, let's watch The Shining. That movie is so fucked up. Like, honestly, it is. It's so, and there's just like so many parts where I was like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. And then we're like,
the dog giving the guy the blowjob in the leg.
Yes, I did not remember that. I did not remember that. And then I mentioned it to James, and then he Googles it, and he's like, "It's worse than the book." I'm like, "Yeah, don't even tell me. I don't even want to know
right.
what it's about." Like,
yeah, Stephen King famously hates that movie. But it's like one of the best horror movies of all time. Like,
and then it sent me on the rabbit hole, like it, because I never read it. I just saw the
kid orgy.
Yeah, there's a child orgy.
And he's like, "Oh, I was on a lot of cocaine, and I can see how that wouldn't age well." Like, what do you mean?
It doesn't age at all.
No, yeah.
What?
You know, like people were like in the 70s were doing that. I'm like, oh, you know what? That was a 70s thing. No, it was a never thing.
In order for us to get out of this scary situation, maybe we should gangbang our 12-year-old friend. Like, no, that's not like a thing.
That's
good for him.
Ridiculous.
Stanley Kubrick also tortured what's her
Sorry.
face.
Sorry. Hold on. My bad. My computer's glitching. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
And the one black guy in the whole entire The Shining dies, and he doesn't die in the book, and that pisses me off too. Dick Halloran is supposed to live. He had the shitting himself. You know,
he did.
Yeah. Clearly, the Stanley Kubrick is racist.
I mean, have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey? That's all it is a Nazi think piece.
Yeah.
I am completely pulling that out of my ass. I have no idea.
Have any of you guys watched Dr. Sleep?
No, because it looks scary, and they kill poor Jacob Tambely in it.
It had been so long since I had seen The Shining, and I just was like, you know what, I'm good. I don't think I need to see it. Like, it's just, why does it need a sequel?
Everybody says it's good. The Dr. Sleep. I keep saying I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna lie to myself. I won't watch it.
I'm going to watch it, but I'm not going to watch it.
100%.
So we're getting. I don't deal with those ghosts, no vampire ghosts, no spooks and scary and spirits. I don't deal with any of that. No, just give me a guy with a knife that I can fight. Don't give me vampire people who suck your souls, who lived for thousands of years, sucking away my psychic powers. Those are my psychic powers. I was born with them. Leave me alone.
Even though we never discuss, like, in this echelon, like, how disturbing the whole mythology of Highlander is. Oh, but like it gets glossed over like a good thing, and it's like, oh, you're immortal, but it's like, no, you're in an immortal battle for like watching someone chop off your head around the corner. Yeah. Like that's your life.
Let's keep an eye out. Does anybody who's carrying a sword? I don't know.
Right.
Never show up to LARPing without like killing an actual person.
Yeah, Highlander is a very disturbing universe to live in. 100%. I was just watching it because I guess I didn't realize this because I didn't watch the show, that the show doesn't really tie in with the movies, but it does, but it doesn't.
No,
yeah,
it doesn't. because early in the early 2000s there was Highlander 4 that was supposed to come out, and the trailers made it seem like they were going to actually bridge the show with the movie, but they never did. They barely mentioned Lorenzo Lamas' character Duncan MacLeod in it, and they completely glossed over it. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is the reason I came here, was to see Connor MacLeod and Duncan MacLeod team up and do cool MacLeod shit together. But nope. But it did have Edge from WWF in there, and I was like, okay, well, I'm a 12-year-old boy. This is fine, I guess.
12-year-old boy, this is fine.
Anytime there was a wrestler in a movie, I was like, yep, I'm going. I'm watching it.
Oh, that just mean the movie was going to be bad, but yes,
it did it better because it got my money because I wanted to go.
Especially if they prominently feature that wrestler in the trailers, here he is. That's the guy that you like to watch. Yeah. He's going to have 2 lines. They're going to be terrible. He's not going to do anything. He may or may not drop his one-liner that he does in the wrestling or move, but other than that, he's barely going to be in the movie. Come on in.
Let's not forget about Triple H in Blade 3. And he was just
we don't even speak of that movie. That movie is the movie that should not be named.
It's so bad. And every time I'm like, that's Triple H. Anytime I watch it, hey, y'all know he's a wrestler. And everyone's like, we know.
Which only makes what The Rock and John Cena and Dave Bautista do, they're spectacular, because all these other wrestlers, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man's been in a few movies, all these other wrestlers try it out, and none of them go anywhere. And then you have the highest paid actor of all time, used to tell people what he was cooking back in the 90s. Got famous for doing an eyebrow. I can't even do it.
Wasn't Bane from the Batman,
he was
the Poison Ivy Batman? But I think that was a wrestler.
Yeah,
the guy who played Bane, right?
I don't remember. He was in a mask the whole entire time. But I'd imagine. I'm
pretty sure.
I wouldn't tell you no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell you no.
My computer's being weird, or I would Google now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a wrestler too.
I'm gonna go
Batman and Robin, right? Yeah,
I'm gonna put this in the ether. It was actually Brock Lesnar.
Nope. Let me just Google real quick while we're. You know what?
Are you gonna make that the new zeitgeist of it? It was Brock Lesnar. Fuck
it. Before he was really, really famous in WWE, he played Bane in Batman and Robin. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just go with that. Let's just call that to be the truth now at this point.
That's it.
Explains why the movie was bad. It had a wrestler in it. There you go.
Yeah, it had a wrestler in it. Though,
or the fact that they were grown as people playing Robin and Batgirl, but other than that,
it doesn't work unless Robin's grown up, because that makes Batman he's a terrible human being anyway. Oh yes, child, let's come out here and fight, the criminally insane. But it makes it even worse. Oh yeah, you're a grown ass man. Go get a job. Why are you at my house?
But I think that's why.
Oh no, your parents died. Well, they were going to. You're 40.
That's why I like. That's why I like that DC just keeps. That's why I just think they do their cartoons so well, their animation so well, because it's not as creepy when it's an animated 10-year-old boy. As if he
has cartoon powers, right? He's not going to die. He's a cartoon.
Yeah. And they go strong 16 to 17 range, and it'll work.
Yeah,
it would work-ish. It's still on the anything where you're actually an actual child, which 16 and 17, you're still a child. You're a child soldier, and that's wrong. But I can say okay, he's 16, he's 17. He was going to go to, if I don't stop him, he's going to go. But if he's 10, put that kid in elementary school and call it a day. Oh no, he's so angry. Okay, therapy. That's what that's for.
Yeah, right.
Bruce.
Batman would have to acknowledge he has problems, and he ain't about that life.
I just love justice.
Yeah. I guess when you put it that way, especially when these kids don't have any superpowers, they have nothing that can protect them from just a regular gunshot. So yeah, I
they're
guess
not even wearing like a helmet. They're wearing a domino mask where any villain can just pop them in the brain.
which honestly, when you think about it, like for what Joker did to Jason Todd, almost like I think it makes it even worse because he was literally torturing someone who had no meta powers, no nothing, and he's just torturing a child.
Yeah, and
like
let's also be clear, a child.
Yeah, like, and Batman was just like, let's put him in jail. Fuck you, Batman, kill him. What is wrong with you?
And let's also be clear that, you know, they made a hotline so people can vote in whether or not this child got killed.
Listen, people be dark. I can't even.
Look.
And the thing was, people voted in for him not to get killed. They're like, nah, let's kill him anyway.
Same with Batgirl, right? Barbara.
I believe the line was
paralyzed her.
When Alan Moore was like, hey, what can I do with Batgirl? They were like, who cares? Kill the bitch, was what they said. And he was like, oh, that's a little harsh. I'm a wizard. I'll just permanently scar. For those who don't know, Alan Moore is a writer in comic books and other things, and he is literally a wizard. Like, if you look at a picture of him, you go, that man is obviously doing magic in his backyard and like summoning demons and shit.
Is that in his Wikipedia page? Wizard summoning
That's
demons.
That's his official bio.
Yeah. Summoning demons and shit.
But like, why is he asking the audience? Like, just like, obviously you're gonna get like the worst of the worst people responding to that. Like, I don't get it. I don't just.
Yeah, people don't know what they want until they don't know what they want.
Well, and I'm not saying I'm never defending anyone killing children, but Jason Todd. Jason Todd as a character became way more interesting after his resurrection. And then too, like, you basically were like, hey, we just made a character that's like Dick Grayson, but just more street urchin-y. And let's just go do that. And like fans kind of were like, if I wanted Dick Grayson, I would just keep Robin like Dick Grayson, not this kid that's like, oh, Dick Grayson light. So it was almost like you were asking for him to be put out of his misery without really asking.
That's fair.
They kind of made a mistake twice because at first, when he first was introduced, he was a circus boy too, just like Dick Grayson, and no one liked him. And then they retconned the whole entire universe, and they just made him a dick. And they still no one liked him. It's like, y'all had two chances to get this character right, and they're like, oh, we might as well just kill this child, And then
it's fine.
The worst possible way.
Yes, that is true.
Like they could have just had Joker go and just call it a day.
Or all the backflips and jumping off the buildings was just a strain on his heart, and he had a heart attack and died.
Yes.
Are you trying to Goku him? Like, oh, Goku had a heart condition. That's why he couldn't do this. Like, what?
Goku. Oh yeah, that's why Trunks came. Did they ever bring that storyline ever up again? Like,
nah, because he had the medicine, and I guess the heart condition went away.
That's how heart conditions work.
Yes.
That's how they work in the future. That's why it's future medicine.
And then Trunks gets blue hair instead of purple hair in the future.
Yes.
Or is that a different future Trunks? The blue hair.
So yes, I mean, that Trunks had the hard knock life.
Yeah.
The Trunks that has the purple hair was like, oh, life is cush, it's easy. My parents are still alive. So
my dad still doesn't love me though. I don't know why.
But he loves Bulma. I will fight that to death. He does love his Bulma.
He does love Bulma. Does very much love Bulma.
Let's go raise your kids, man. That's what makes Saiyans so hardcore. It's like, nah, we ain't raising none of these kids. Fuck them.
Honestly, Chi-Chi is like the most like ridiculously like understanding human on the planet, because Bulma's like, no. Chi-Chi's just like, okay, Goku, like do whatever. Like,
I guess I'll stay at home with all these children.
Like, take my firstborn son out here and
go
let
away
him
for
be
5
raised by
years.
your enemy. It's fine.
Yeah, actually, Bulma, Chi-Chi is the worst. And I'm gonna tell you why Chi-Chi's the worst. Chi-Chi's the worst simply because, like, you literally have the strongest human being or strongest fighter in probably the universe, and you're like, nah, books.
Yeah.
Education, kid. And it's like, whoa, Hold on. Did you see what this kid just did to another strong alien?
I'd be the same. I would totally be Chi-Chi. I know it.
Goku is a fucking moron.
Yeah. He tries to die.
He
literally dies all the time.
I need you to go to school so you can study and figure out how not to get killed every 15 minutes. All right.
But that's true. If he let him train, Goku wouldn't die all the time. Because Gohan would just handle it. Like, go on, take out my light work. It'll be over.
Go ahead, go on. You got this.
Yeah.
I ain't raising
like,
no
family. I can teach you algebra, Cell, if you leave the planet alone. Cell's like, I don't care about algebra.
I care about these hands.
Right. And in turn, I will appreciate that Vegeta and Bulma kind of learn from that because they do let Trunks train all the time, not just to the extent that Goku and Vegeta train, but they're like, oh yeah, Trunks, go out and fight Goten. Yeah, have a good time. So at least Bulma understands, like, I can't let my kid be a pussy. Like, I got to at least let him be able to throw these hands.
Bulma's not a pussy either.
That's true.
She would kill them all if she had those powers. So
that's very true.
That is why.
The power of fiery woman rage and adventure in her, her spirit.
Yeah, she did survive Namek with just nothing but a dragon radar and a scooter. So yes.
In fact, I'm more afraid of Bulma than any other Saiyan.
Yes,
that's a good point.
She's
not
afraid.
Yeah.
Yes.
She'll figure out
Science will handle that.
And she's also like a billionaire.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Like I mean, literally, up, man.
Like literally, the whole profession that they have is like, how can we make everything in life and small as a capsule? Like that's their whole shit. Like, yeah, hit this capsule and it becomes a ship. It becomes a house, fully furnished for 6 months of food. Like, wow.
They were all about sustainability before it was a trend. So they set that trend.
If it wasn't for the weekly invasion of monsters who just want to beat people's asses, that universe would probably be a pretty good place to live.
Oh, 100%. Yes. You are correct.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the weekly invasion of monsters, it's just like, yo, who wants to fight or we'll destroy this planet? Like, I don't got nothing better to do. Like, what's your economic policy?
None at all. It's like fight or die. Yes. We chose violence when we came here.
That's literally. It's like they haven't read like the rap sheet. Like, you're gonna die. Like, go to another planet.
Right.
Do you like being alive? Because everybody dead. There's only so many Dragon Balls.
I heard on this planet they got this real strong dude. It's like, yeah, he's killed like 19 invaders so far. Like, stop. Leave the man alone.
Like the best and worst thing about Dragon Ball at this point is like nobody gives a shit about the Dragon Balls anymore. Like that used to be the thing. Like, oh, we have to fight this dude to get like this wish because we get the Dragon Balls, we can have this wish. That was like, nah, we just came here to fight. Like, that's all. Like, yeah. What else is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Just more and more reasons to fight. We're fighting because we're gonna destroy your universe. Like, okay. This is you guys.
Most of them don't want to destroy the universe. Most of them just like, I just want to fight. Like it's like, hey, you're strong over there. I'm strong over here. Now you want to fight? Yeah, why not?
Sure.
This is fun for me.
Right. Yeah, and Goku and Vegeta like, yes, another strong opponent. Like,
well done. Like
Vegeta instantly is like, let's go.
Right.
It's like, yeah, go ahead and warm him up, and when you get your ass beat, I'll go and finish him. Like, you know.
Oh, that's been Vegeta resurgence lately, man. Vegeta's been KOing cats lately, man.
Finally, he gets some respect.
Well, in respect, like Goku has never beaten Vegeta. Technically, it's just that like the good side wins, and they count that as Goku wins. Like in that fight, Goku was out. Like he couldn't even move. Go on to turn into an ape and fall on Vegeta, like to get him to win. Like Goku was never hand to hand beating
my
Vegeta.
offspring hands you an L. That's my L too. Okay? That's my way.
Technically, no. It was Krillin that handed him the L because Krillin had the sword on him. Was like I put these things on him, and it was like,
oh, that's even worse than getting beat by Goku than if you got beat by Krillin.
Oh god,
he was the first dude to die.
I feel like I could beat Krillin. So
look, no, like I'm not saying like okay, it's like this comparison. Like if I see one dude in the street fighting 3 cats and he KO 2 of them, and the third one just happened to sleep him, I'm like, that dude didn't lose that fight. He just didn't win. Like that was a Vegeta situation. Like I just didn't win this fight, but y'all didn't beat me.
Yeah,
especially if that dude has already beat the shit out the third one and he just woke up. Right? Like, whoa, y'all still fighting?
Yeah. No, I'm about to say Vegeta didn't take that L yet. And then the latest movie, spoiler alert, Vegeta beats Goku like hand to hand. That's like the end of the movie is like Vegeta punching Goku and Goku falling out, and Vegeta's like, I won. Oh, he's even shocked he won. He's like, this is over? I won?
So
finally, remember this.
Here's the thing that like me and James, my husband, talk about all the time is Goku wants to be beat because he's always like trying to like get better and better and better. And so that's why I love Broly so much because he's like, oh shit, you know, someone.
And that's also the only way he can get off.
Yeah. Well, so it like almost makes it worse for Vegeta whenever he beats Goku because the Goku's probably like, good job, buddy. And Vegeta's like, no, like we're not friends.
You really done good training.
Yeah, like Goku's also like, probably proud of him.
I have a massive phone. I'm gonna go put another baby in Chi-Chi over here.
Right. I can't wait. Thank you, Vegeta. Thank you. I gotta go.
That's how they just keep having Saiyans.
Yeah,
I know, right? Eventually,
so there's like really no winning. So Vegeta can never win against Goku because he's either gonna get beat or even if he wins, Goku's gonna be such a good winner. He's gonna like, fuck you, I hate you.
I would make the argument that Vegeta always wins because one, his whole race got wiped out and he got to Earth and got to continue his bloodline, which would never happen if it wasn't for the Goku thing. 2, Boom was way more doper than Chi-Chi. 3,
for real.
People, I mean, granted, it's Future Trunks, but people fucking love Future Trunks probably more than anybody else, any other kid's offspring. Gohan is close, but people fucks with Future Trunks like no other. And then the last one is that like Vegeta married rich. Like not only did he get like, oh yeah, you know, I married this Earth girl. Like I married like the billionaire Earth girl that like I don't have to do nothing all day. I can hang out. Like, and then if you take into account GT when she makes a machine to make Vegeta stronger, make him Super Saiyan 4, like Vegeta's winning all around. Like he could pretty much hang him up if he wanted to. Yeah.
But you know, in his brain, he ain't never gonna think that. All he wants to do is murder Kakarot. Like that's it.
I'll hit Kakarot so hard, he's not gonna smile.
Right.
Yeah.
Hit you so hard, Kakarot, your dick doesn't function, and that's when they'll truly win. And that's when
imagine him sitting around eating like Thanksgiving dinner. He just side-eyed Goku, just like, I can't wait. I'm gonna get that motherfucker. How's the turkey, Vegeta? Delicious.
Right. Take one more bite, Kakarot.
So if you're joining us for the first time, viewers, we're literally just talking about Dragon Ball Z. And that's it.
Yes, absolutely. I guess we can start the show. Jason, are you ready to start the show? 23 minutes in. Nonsense. Yeah. It just seems like the time just flies, and then we're like, whole rest of the show trying to play catch up. So let's get started in 24 minutes.
You guys ready for a 4-hour show?
I know, right?
Hope you wore your diapers.
I know. Everybody put in the work. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Headcanon Circus. I am your host, Jason. I'm here with my 2 illustrious hosts. First up, we have the Lord of all Night Skins, the Lord of all Nerds, the Duke of Lord of all Nerds. We have Jason. Jason, what's going on?
My lord, my lady, how are you guys doing today? I am doing fantastic.
Yay!
Beautiful day. It's November.
Woo!
We heard some controversy that you were auditioning to be Jonathan Major's stunt double in the next movie. I just need to confirm or deny these rumors for us, Jason. That's all. I need to get this out here. Is this true?
Apparently, I'm Jonathan Miners over here.
So that would be the porn name you use. Yes.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies, to Be Disappointed.
And without, we save the best for last. We have our next host always, the lovely Miss Lisa. Lisa, how's it going? How are you doing today?
It's going good. How are you guys? I haven't gotten any nasty comments yet on our socials.
You describe me as lovely. I'm lovely on the inside.
You already said you're going to be a tyrant in your lordhood, so I don't know if we're going to call that lovely.
Be a benevolent tyrant that rules with an iron fist. Like, those who are sycophants of mine will have a wonderful life.
That's
question:
why you didn't.
Whose countrymen loves their leaders more, Dr. Doom or Black Adams?
Ooh, I was going to say Dark Sides because they actually worship as a god, but I would say Black Adam.
Yeah, I think Black Adam.
I think they have a little bit more freedom in Kazakhstan or wherever he's from.
Kodak or whatever. I'm gonna go with Doom just because I like the idea of like Doom bots patrolling the streets and stopping crime, which is probably the worst idea ever. But just my ideology is like, stop! He stole my bread, and it's like a Doom bot shoots him down with a missile.
And the moment that me and you go to Latvia, these Doobots come in. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing here? We're like, whoa, we just got off the plane, man.
whoa.
I'm gonna need to turn around while we frisk you.
Oh no, he's got a gun. Like, what?
I mean, it would serve us right going to any country where the leader's name is Doom. That's kind of we kind of asked for that at that point.
I hear they got really good vacation spots in Latvia.
great healthcare and reading program as well. Thank you all for listening and joining us again today. Here we have a packed full episode as well. We're going to talk about Tales of Jedi. We're going to talk about Chainsaw Man. We're going to talk about that Hot D, House of the Dragon. And before we jump into all that, please remember to pick up our book club book. Oh, they're right on time. Look at that. Oh, man. Look at that. The Taking of Jack Livingston by Ryan Douglas. We still have not officially come up with a date, so I promise you we will release a date when we're going to review this, and then I'm going to try to reach out to Mr. Douglas and see if he's available for that date and see if he will come on and join us. No different than Mr. Ron Dawson did a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So I guess a week ago. But yeah.
How great was that show, though? Honestly.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Go listen to it. Go watch the clips.
You haven't seen it. It was favorite moment so far in our 72 episodes history. Other than the time that Jaren got drunk, and other than the time that
yes. I do know my worst episode was like the time I got high off gummies and tried to do the show, and it was god awful. I don't even remember what number that is because I don't even want anybody to relive it. So into the ether. But yeah, please go pick up that book, and like I said, we'll have a date when we're going to review it. And I'm about 30 pages deep and still world building, and I'm kind of enjoying it. So. Well, I think Lisa, you suggested that book, didn't you?
I sure did. Yeah. I sure did.
Okay.
I found it.
Her first pick.
Yeah, at Barnes and Noble on like they have like a little local authors table, and so I was like, oh.
So this person's from Atlanta.
He's from Atlanta.
Yes.
Ooh.
He's local.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We may catch him in the streets in a good way, not in a bad way. Right. Give us more stories.
He's our neighbor, and we don't even know.
That's true.
He's not my neighbor. I can tell.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
That
good old. Jason has good things in his neighborhood, like wine bars. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
But all story short, everybody sit back, relax, enjoy the show. If you have questions, comments, please go ahead. Do not be afraid to put that on there. And I guess we go ahead and just jump right into it. Based on parts of the novel of Fire and Blood, the series is about 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, 172 years before the birth of Daenerys Targaryen, descendant of the royal house. It portrays the beginning and end of the House Targaryen, the events leading up to and covering the Targaryen Civil War of Succession, known as Dancing Dragons. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the summary for the House of Dragon on HBO, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yes, HBO. There we go. Oh, yeah, Max. Sorry. Also, we got to go to Max, too, because that's one part of it.
That's who I've been tagging all week.
If you're joining us for the first time, we do what we call a one-sentence review, where we review this whole series in one sentence. Jason, what is your one-sentence review of House of Dragon?
I am so sorry, Mom. I'm choking on this hot D.
I'm just going to add the pause in there for him to help him out there. Lisa, what is your one-sentence review of House of Dragon?
Oh, goody. Another meeting that could have been sent in an email.
That's like in an email.
And my one-sentence review of the House of the Dragon is Bastards, Incest, and Dragons. This is the season 7 we all deserved. All right. All right, let's jump right into it. Lisa, what did you think of House of Dragon?
Can we just... So you mentioned incest, and I just... Okay.
It's gross.
So, listen, like, Martin, like, he created this whole world, like this whole beautiful, glorious world, ground up everywhere.
No, about beautiful or glorious.
Just look, why does there have to be incest? It's made up. It's make believe. Like, why does he feel the need to do this? It drives me freaking crazy.
I think also the worst part about it is that people are into it too. They're all like, "Oh my God, Damon should totally marry Rhaenyra," and I'm like, "That's his niece. That's gross in every stretch of the word."
And it's how many years before
183 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 170
so it's not that far before we were like wanted to burn Cersei and Jaime for being sibling. Like it's like. No, just stop. Like I'm tired of seeing siblings get. I'm tired of seeing all of this shit. Like it's a make believe. You make the rules, sir. Quit it.
At least Luke and Jace, you know, even though they're technically their cousins, they're not really their cousins. I guess on their mommy dad's side, I guess they're still cousins.
Yeah, because but they're like third.
They're their uncles. They're their uncles. Kids,
because the king is cousins with their mom, and then the mom had the daughter, and then they're related. They're all effing related.
Like, because if they were actually what's his face's kids, then they would just be first cousins because they would have been his sister's kids. But either way.
It doesn't matter. It's all gross.
Make it a pass.
I hate it. You created this. You literally make the rules. It's just like J.K. Rowling. Why did you have to create slavery? Like, stop. Stop. You make the rules.
But I think we do have a history of, like, quote unquote, bloodlines mixing to keep their bloodlines pure. So I'm assuming that's the whole thought. And I think, especially when
it's fake.
when this bloodlines trait has a trait of hair and session that is very distinct, it definitely has to feel that vibe. Because I mean, we know from watching the series, when you didn't have that hair and you didn't have the melanin either, they was like, you ain't real. Like, and so like, so can you imagine if you did it outside of that like bloodline? I think I'm being real with you because we know in the books, like, they're white. They're not black. Or we don't really know the color, but people perceive they're white. So the only way that you would know that you're a Targaryen is literally by the hair trait. So if you didn't have the hair trait, you pretty much like are considered a bastard, even if you are an art. It's kind of similar to even the initial series where, you know, Ned is going through and is like dark hair. But this Joker blonde. And so, like, it's almost like they put a lot of emphasis on, like, like they put a lot of emphasis on the hair being dark, or the hair matching to be the lineage. So, I guess in that thought process, I'm not saying I'm defending incest. I'm just saying that It's probably why they do it, because it probably wouldn't be accepted if they didn't have white hair.
One of our viewers says it brings in views, and that's why they do it.
I also, I had this conversation with your husband about this too, but and especially in the House of the Dragon, none of these people are good.
No.
None of them are good. So like, we should. I mean, like, we root for them because we see their perspective and all that this good stuff. But at the end of the day, all these people don't give a crap about the people they're going to hurt because they want to maintain power. So the incest is just like another thing where it's like, yeah, it's a reminder that these people are gross, disgusting human beings. And even though we might, root for them in their struggle for their power, the overall theme is these are bad people doing bad things that get innocent people, like people who don't have power, hurt and killed and maimed by dragons, which is the best way to die, in my opinion. So I get where you're coming from, Lisa. I get where because the incest is gross. It's disgusting. And he created the world. It's not like it's a real world. He taken some influence from him, but it's his world. It's his imagination. Look, I think George R.R. Martin is an only child, so he probably does have one of those little kinks in there. They're like, oh no, I'm stuck in a dryer. Just come save me, stepbrother.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
But I would say Alicent Hightower is probably the closest to a proverbial good character that you can get out of this. I mean, she thinks what she's doing is the right thing in the sense of like she believes like his last words were meant for her, and for her children. So,
but she's also by the
best
rules
actress on the show, I think. But I think she's the worst character.
By the rules of the world, she's technically right.
Yes.
By the rules of the world. So, yes, she is. But no one who's fucking with fucking Alicent Hightower. Not I. I am not agreeing. Sign me up with the uncle fucking lady over there. I'll be a part of their team with all the black people on it, please.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. And going into the series, like I think they tried. The only real critique I have in is they tried so hard to make Rhaenyra feel like a good person that like it comes off as almost like forcing Roman Reigns down our throats as wrestling fans. It doesn't. Like you see it, you're like, hold on, like she's not really a good person. She like her kid like cut someone's eye, slap out, and he was like, oh no, I have to defend him regardless.
His brother was about to get his brains beaten in with a rock. I would have done the same thing. Me and my cousin would have jumped that little dude and beat the shit out of him. He wouldn't even got his eyes back. I mean, like,
oh no, let's start. The whole thing starts because like he won the dragon fair and square, and they couldn't take that.
That's how this whole thing starts. Dragon. He's no theft. I don't think. I mean, he didn't walk up and be like, "Hey, let me break the window on the dragon and unhook it and hot wire it." Cold in the sea yet, or warm because she got burned alive, and then I guess
like so kids fight, right? So the fight, I think the fight was all justified. They were pissed off about the dragon. He won it fair and square. Kids fight. He was going to bash that kid's head in with a rock. He was going to commit murder.
Like, and it was 3 versus 1. Yeah,
no, they just beat all their asses.
They were just scuffling. They were just
because
scuffling.
I whoop all you all does not take the fight that 3 of you all are trying to jump me.
They were never going to murder him. They were just kids.
They were just fighting. He went to another level.
He was going to commit murder.
He was the one that was
were
main.
Just like,
look,
and he was like,
I like how you all say this. You all are saying this, and yet he was the only one maimed. Like I like how you all are making this argument because he was the only one
because they were going to die.
No, they maimed him because it was 3 versus 1. So when he had his lifetime,
watch it again. Watch it.
Okay, no, you're not hearing what I'm saying.
We should have done a live watch.
But not hear what I'm saying. The point I'm saying is that the reason why he picked up something to defend himself is because he's fighting more than one opponent actively. And when he picked up a rock, in defense, because again, who started this fight? He
picks up
the rock. Hold on, but who started this?
Jason.
Yes, so they attacked him.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, so they started the fight. He's fighting them off. He picks up something to defend himself. And then when he picks up to defend himself, they maim him. And you guys are like, well, it's justified. He picked up a rock against 3 people.
It's 4
Okay,
people.
all right. So if it's your son,
Yeah,
fighting
4 people. Yeah, because it was the girls and the boys.
Okay,
Was his
yes.
brother down there too?
So even more.
He already beats up Jace. He beats out Rayla and Bayla, and he pushes Luke off. All right, he is standing over Jace. No one is fighting him at the time. He picks up the rock and he is going to bash in Jace's head. No one is fighting him at the time.
Okay,
right?
I want you to remember
he could have ran away.
Kids being jumped by 4 people. By jumped by 4 people, and they try to pick up something to hurt these 4 people who tried to attack him. Y'all gonna be like, "No, son, put down that rock because those 4 you had him beat. Get out of here, guys. Stop it."
No, I definitely teach Mike son. Firstly, he's not picking the rock because he already should have killed at least 2 of them. Like, I don't even see why. How'd you lose an eye? They all should have been dead. I don't understand.
But also, wouldn't he become like a little badass? I guess because he finally tamed the dragon, so then he just like had the guts to
and he started
to fight. Like all of a sudden, he remembered every. I don't know.
And he started training with their bitch Cole.
I'm gonna say, but keep the fact that like they tried him up real early on about not having a dragon too. That he was the butt of the joke too. So we don't even gonna talk about that too. Like
but that was a lot of his older brother as well as Jace and Luke. But Luke is a little child. Luke is like 5 years younger than him. He's like
he's a baby.
7 when he does this. All right.
Look,
here's the deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal with the show. Here's the deal. Too many characters are alive. This is the show. This is what I said. I don't hate the show. Okay, the whole season could have been 3 episodes. But this is the show. This is the show that gave us a dead Ned Stark, a brother and sister affair who nearly killed Bran Stark, shipped Theon off. Arya had to sneak off the King's Landing. We saw murder direwolves, and that all was in the first season. Like, there are 2. This is light. This is Game of Thrones light. They're just everyone's having sex with all the brothers and sisters, but nobody's dying. Like it doesn't. Like, you're gonna tell me that nasty ass king lived for 20 years? No, he would. The second his hand got chopped off, they would have been like, he's dead next. Like, no,
he is falling apart.
Why did he live for that long?
I think
God paid him.
Well, and I think also to the level of class in OG versus this is different. Like, these are all people in the same house that are supposed to be like family trying to maneuver themselves in position. The OG, they all weren't family. Like, Ned and Robert were cool, but they weren't family. They were respected each other and they were like brothers, but they weren't real family. Like, all the people that's getting X'd aren't people like the Lannisters. Well, especially Cersei, because she was queen, has a higher stature. That's why she can be like, yeah, well, if I can't get that, then kill the direwolf. Like, they had to bend the knee to them. So, it was more deaths because, you had the people that were killing all the people were the people at the higher level because Ned got killed by sorry-ass Joffrey. Like, it was all the ruling class that was killing the people. So,
he got killed
and then if you want to
pay.
Yeah.
Joffrey just gave the order, all right? Joffrey would.
Can we not agree? Can we not agree at the very least, the second that the Hand accused Rhaenyra of sleeping with Daemon, regardless of if it was true or not, he should have died.
He should have definitely died.
I don't believe that they would have let him live. Just, go off to your land. Yeah.
I beg your daughter.
No. That is, it's just, it's too light. They're too focused on like what HBO does. They get too focused on like the sex aspect that they do it with every freaking show.
This show is actually a lot less sex than Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
I guess, but there's way more murder, so you just kind of, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the releasing of the Hand and going back, because I think he even mentioned it. It was just like all the years that he served them, and he was letting them ride and like just go home to your go home, take care of your own kingdom.
But then to bring him back.
That's the that's also the problem with Viserys was he was too nice of a dude, you know.
This is the word. Kill that. He lived.
I love Paddy Considine as Viserys. He is just the lovable guy who you're just like bless your heart, you sweet summer child. Like, you're trying so hard and you don't realize that none of this shit is working.
I also think that they don't know what to do with Rhaenyra. Because like there's moments where I think she's going to be like this ruthless badass, and then they kind of make her meek, and then they just like I don't think they know what to do with her. And so I don't know. I wanted to see her at least scream or something when she found out her son died, but she's just like,
spoilers. We don't know which one. She's like 9.
Again, like I said, I think that was part. I think that's intent. I think they were really
I know.
trying to push her as like the good guy, and I think that's why they were. They were trying to make her feel like, oh, this is the one that we should support. And so I think in doing that, it did, like you said, I think it took away a lot of her urgency. I think it always made her feel like someone else was pulling her strings rather than her pulling the strings of everything else. I agree with you. Like I said, that's my one big critique, is I felt like they should have leaned into her just being, like you said, just a badass bitch, and just being like, that was the character they gave us
in the book. They said, like, no, this is my thing, and y'all either bow to me or y'all die, because I'm the rightful heir. So, like, that's how she is in the book. They totally softened her, because
then she's like, "Well, just let them have it." No, bitch, like, that's yours. like
we're just gonna send them a nice little note, and we're gonna say, "Please, can I have the crown back?"
Too nice. I did see like a TikTok where someone had said like that what's her name? Rhaenyra and Alicent, they're essentially the same storyline, but Alicent is doing everything to put men in the position she wants, and Rhaenyra is doing everything to put herself in the position that she wants. And the first thing that Rhaenyra did as queen was grab her, I guess, stepdaughters and bring them to the table.
Yes.
And so they could all be present. And
her
the first thing, and the first thing that Alicent did was try to get her son the throne. So
let's also talk about Prince Aegon the first or the second over here, King Aegon the second, and is
that which one's eye patch? I'm so bad with names.
All right, eye patch.
Aemon.
It's Aemon. So there is Aemon, who is Matthew Smith. There's Aemon, who's eye patch. There's Vaemon, who loses his head because he was just like, them kids are bastards. My brother, come on.
Oh yeah, that's
But Aegon, Alicent's first child or oldest child, murder pits. Like,
with the kid, with his kid,
kids.
Oh, that was like
way to kick the dog there, George. Man, like I would have just said it. Like,
and they didn't even save the kids. They were just like, go back to the palace.
And the worst part is, like, so Ark and Eric are looking for Aegon, and they go down to the murder pits, and Eric tells Ark, "Yo, that's your king," and Ark's like, "Yeah, so fucks with him." He seems still pretty cool.
Ain't my problem. I ain't fucking leaving kids in pits.
Ain't my kids. I don't care.
Why concern me with that? Our job is just to find them. I ain't got no moral judgment in this. Well, then also too, let's be completely honest. Like, if you're in that palace, you for any amount of time, and especially if you are attached to one of the royal families or royal person, you've seen a bunch of fuckery. So at this point, you're like, once the first thing happened and I didn't resign, at this point, man, whatever.
And they're all a little crazy because of all the incest. So,
And technically, there's not really any resigning as a Kingsguard. Like, you're in it for life. Like, you can't just be like, "Oh, I quit." They'll be like, "No." Like, not really, though. I'm going to leave. Like, no, you're not.
Wouldn't one of them bounce? Because then the old boy bounced when they were trying to, like, make Aegon the king. And he was like, "Nah, I can't do this, man." Like,
he left to go with Rhaenyra, right?
He just said, like, since he was in the small council room and they had not crowned Aegon king yet, and the fact that they're plotting against the rightful heir, he's like, "I can't be a part of this. I serve the king. There is no king, especially not in this motherfucker. I'm out."
Right.
And I feel like Sir Bitchton Cole was like, "Okay, if I try to fight this dude, I'm definitely get worked. So let's just let him go." He's
also, how about, I've never seen, we talk about all the other stuff, incest, blah, 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 but how long do you hold a grudge about some vagina that didn't want to choose you? Because Cole was like, "You know what?
I am 39 years old. I am 39 years old, so 41 years."
Yeah. Wow.
He's like, let's run away, and he's like, run away from what? Like I'm a queen. We run away and do that, right?
Look, how about this? How about I get what I want, you get what you want, and we're all happy.
Right. Yeah.
But like, and that was another thing that I had. Like, Alicent saved him, like, for what? Just for him to be bitter, and I don't know, like.
Yeah, he should have committed seppuku.
Yeah, she should just let him go. Like, what is the point of that? I don't understand the point of keeping him alive.
He just needed someone who could be snippy with her.
Yeah, they just want to be bitter bitches together.
Yeah. I think one, because she knew that he knew a bunch of the secrets. I think that's one. Two, I think that establishing scene with him beating Damien is a point to show that, like, he's probably one of the better swordsmen in the whole country. And I think she wanted someone on her side that has that ability. That's my peripheral thought. It's just that, like, hey, don't waste your blood on being bitter. Be bitter with me. And also, I know that if somebody tries to challenge me, you probably can put them hands on everybody else. Like, because they pretty much built Damon to be almost unstoppable. Let's just be completely honest. Like,
he was just
Damon was in that thing looking like a beast.
Yeah. Like, mention it once and then move on, sir. Like,
because she's a bitch.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Like, it's too much.
I think, like I said, my critique about the Rhaenyra thing, but I think this is the only show I wish they would have given it the Ozark treatment, and everybody's just been bad people and made them bad people, and we would have rooted against them actively every show. I think I would have enjoyed it more.
I think it'd be more enjoyable. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. I
mean, I feel like that's the way especially after young boy gets his.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be how season 2 is. It's just like, oh, all you guys are despicable fuck. Because Damon shows kind of his true colors in the last episode where he's choking Rhaenyra, and after when poor baby child dies, you can see that moment where Rhaenyra's like, okay, well now I'm gonna just be an uber bitch at this point because I tried to be nice and you ate my kid.
Yeah.
And I guess in the book,
that's the second one. Yeah.
In the book, I guess he like does it on purpose. Like the show kind of makes it look like it's on accident, but I guess in the book, really with intent.
In the book, there are conflicting narratives, and that story is told by a person who wasn't even there, right? So he made it seem like, oh yeah, it was with intent. And so the show, they're trying to do it as like, oh, this is what actually happened, as opposed to the conflicting narratives in the book.
I think it was with intent. He looks like a Bond villain. Like, he's a bad guy. They're all bad guys. Yes.
The eye patch, and he has like the freaking
Yeah. I actually thought like they had placed a laser beam in his eye. I'm like, oh, they gave him a laser beam. That's awesome. But I beat you to the sharks.
He's also supposed to be 16, and he looks like he's 25. Like the casting, I cannot.
Look, that's a hard life. He was like, you know what? I got my eye slashed. I'm training nonstop. I'm getting on that Goku plan.
Goku, yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get this come up.
But yeah, I think they did. You're right. They did play it like an accident because it is that scene, like two scenes before it happens, where they established that he lost control of the dragon, and the dragon was acting on its own will at this point.
Both dragons
both, yeah.
Right. And so they definitely established that part that the dragon was like, "Oh, you want to fire at me? Oh, hell nah!" And he's like, he's trying to control it and can't control it.
I don't know how y'all felt. I felt that whole sequence from him showing up and seeing a dragon. And it just like towering over everything to him walking in and like Aemon being there and like, yo, he's a bitch. To him running out and flying away to him getting chased down. I thought that whole entire series was just like a masterpiece. Like it was.
Yes, it was beautiful. That's where all the budget was, and that's for that scene.
And it was so tense. Especially even I knew what the outcome was going to be. I knew what was going to happen, but I was like, oh my god, like this is so tense. And then you feel like he's like, I got away, yay! Like no, bitch.
Look, as a guy who hadn't read the book, I'll admit I got stuck because I was like, oh man, he got away. That pretty good on that kid. That kid ain't just as useless as I thought he was. And I should have known because on my horror movie background that once that sun come up, you see a clear sky. that's when it's about to go down. Like,
listen, I think I have issues because I have not read the book, but I was like, if they don't kill this MFer, if this boy doesn't die,
so
I'm done with the show.
Lisa is about killing kids.
Because there's too many people alive. There's too many people alive.
That's the point of the whole entire story, is that after all this is done, there's going to be like 4 dudes, and 2 are going to be like, I am not happy.
Again, just make it shorter episodes. Like, quit dragging it on. That's fine, but don't drag it on. Don't take advantage of your audience. I have a big problem with that. Like, a lot of stuff could have been just discussed in passing, you know? Like, we didn't need every episode.
There's one thing I definitely could have done without, besides all the incest, obviously, but it was the feet.
Oh, that was awesome. That's my favorite
part.
What
I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can still rock with this show. Like,
that's my favorite part. It was like, my favorite part so much. I rewound it because I was like, hold on, is he winking it to her feet? And I was like, yeah, he is. Good job, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, why is she taking off her shoes? They were really comfortable with Jess. She's taking off her shoes in front of them. She just shot. It must have been a long day. Like, she just shined. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And she puts her feet up on the table, like, oh no, don't do that. Like, and then he's like,
also, like, shout out to him to ever get his dick out that quick with all that clothes they wear back then in this era. Like, he was quick with it.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm getting this feet action.
Right.
Which is, I guess, like, that's the best way to pay somebody in feet pics. I mean, like, if you got to, like, I don't have to give you actual money. Like, this is what you, okay, here you go. But
who knew Allison Hightower was the first OnlyFans? Shout out to her.
For real. She set standard.
Eggs.
So I just think this would be a really good show on the CW.
For sure. Now, we really need to review this one, but for everyone who's listening for the first time, we are going to do what we call our rating, where we will give it a head if we liked it, canon if it was okay, and a circus if it's some clown shoes and it's terrible. Jason, what would you give the overall storyline for Hot D?
I like this show. I love the show. I'm giving it a head. I like all the weird shit that's going on.
Lisa, how about you?
It's all right. It's a canon. It's not complete circus, so it's all
right. I'm going to give it a head as well, because I remember trying to watch this and Rings of Power at the same time, and it made this so much better because Rings of Power was so slow to me. So it just, for that reason alone, it will give me a head. What about the action and the action in this show, Lisa? What do you give it?
I guess it's a canon. It's like circus canon. It's like right there. It's real close, but yeah, I think I'll give it a canon.
Jason, how about you?
Look, this show does what the original Game of Thrones was promising for like 8 seasons and really didn't give us, which is dragons doing shit. So, like, I'm giving it a head just for that in sequence alone gets ahead. But like the beginning when Daemon is at the Crab Isles and fighting, and there's Meraxi, head all the way. I'm sorry, I disagree with you, Lisa, but we all are.
It's okay. We're allowed to disagree. It's okay.
I'm with Jason. If you give me just dragons in general, it's automatically going to be a head for me. Yeah. Like, even I love Damon's long neck ass dragon. That dragon neck is long as hell. I was like, that's so awesome. Like so a snake dragon. right. Snake dragon Damon over here. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a head just because dragons alone. And then last thing, the look of this series. So I didn't see any Starbucks cups. So Jason, what do you think about the look of
there was one where they had to remove someone's I can't remember what it was that they had to remove in later viewings, but this show, they definitely have put the budget in and they've ramped up the design on a lot of things. Everything's a lot more fanciful than the original. So I'm definitely giving it a head again. HBO actually pays me money to do this. So
yeah, your hashtag sponsorship.
Yeah. Hashtag chill.
Lisa, what about you? What about the look of this?
It gets head. It's beautiful. Like it is beautiful. They spent the money. You can tell that the budget's worth it. I guess there was one episode that got a lot of crap for being really dark, like visual dark, but I didn't have that issue.
Yeah.
So, so I don't even know what episode it was, but yeah. So
I never had that issue either. That is, unlike the last season where it was like, especially at the Battle of Winterfell, where it's like, is this stuff going on? Like,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was beautiful. They spend their money well.
I'm gonna definitely give it a head as well. I think it, like you said, looked really, really beautiful, and got no complaints there. But yeah, scale from 1 to 5, 5 being great, 1 being terrible. Lisa, what would you give House of Dragon?
It's a 3.
Strong 3. Jason?
Strong 3.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm actually liking this better than most of the original show.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Like I said, this is the season 7. I think we should have gotten. We should just time skip to the past.
We're gonna do an interlude here where we're gonna talk about things that you've never even known about.
right.
Like
just
that,
for the shits and giggles.
What was it? The second season of Spartacus, where they're just like, "Oh, this is the past," because the what's his face had cancer. And they're trying to give him some time to recover.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He didn't recover.
He did not recover. Though the dude they got to replace him
did a good job. Yes,
decent. Yeah.
I actually watched that with James. I watched the prequel season with James.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, we're moving right on along. The 6 episodes are split into 2 paths. The first following Ahsoka Tano across various points in her life, and the other depicting a young Count Dooku before his fall to the dark side of the Force. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the summary for Tales of the Jedi on Disney+. If you're joining us for the first time, we do a thing called a one-sentence review, where we review this whole series in 1 sentence. So, Lisa, what is your one-sentence review for Tales of the Jedi?
I just y'all are gonna kill me.
We are uber Star Wars fans, so just go ahead and say what you got to say, Lisa.
I'm sure it's great for some people. It gets 3 out of 3 Z's for putting me to sleep.
Blasphemous. Oh,
well, goodbye, Lisa. Thanks for joining us.
Jason, what is your what's in this review for Tales of the Jedi?
Well, at least Anakin's abuse finally pays off.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. My what's in this review for Tales of the Jedi. Dooku is a definition that if you don't die a hero, you live long enough to become the villain. All right. Well, then I guess at that point we should just start with Lisa, because she seems to have probably the most diverse opinion about this show. Lisa, please tell us more.
Listen, I just need to. Okay, listen. I love Star Wars. Okay, I am, for everybody out there, I do. I love Star Wars. I am a Star Wars fan. Rebel for life. I have gotten into many fights with my husband about the Empire versus the Rebels. Okay, so I don't know what it was. I tried so hard.
It doesn't even matter.
I couldn't watch it. I just kept falling asleep. I did watch the first 2 episodes. The first one, little baby, she was so freaking cute. She was adorable. I didn't need to see it. And I think I think what it is, and the same with the second episode had a very video game type feel. I felt like I was watching a cutscene in a video game, which was very cool, but I just didn't care about story. And I think what it is I am so burnt out on Star Wars prequels. I am tired of watching stuff that happened before. That's what I think it is. I don't because I already know where you're going to end up. I already know you're going to be freaking Sith and you're going to be dead. And I already know that freaking what's his name's going to kill you. And blah, 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 blah. So it's just
Ahsoka's still alive.
Well, I know Ahsoka, but I mean with Dooku and Qui-Gon Jinn, I'm dead. And then whenever it was, what's his name? Mace Windu and was it Count Dooku again?
Yeah.
Dead. I don't care about your character development. I'm just fatigued. I think that's what it is. I have prequel fatigue. I'm tired of watching prequels. Give me more stuff. So I'm sorry. I tried real hard. It was really pretty.
Lisa, I 100% agree with you.
Okay.
Like, we need to
What?
No. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I love this show. Don't get me wrong. I love this show because this kind of stuff is, the animated me. It's like, oh my God, I wish I'd finished college and I wish I was doing this and doing stuff like this. But, even though I loved every episode, I love watching Adventures of Ahsoka. I love, young Dooku being all like sassy pants and I want to murder you. And everybody's like, that's not really the Jedi way, bro.
Yeah.
It's still like, give me something new, man. Like, yes. I get it. Like, okay, yeah. They all had backstories. Great. We've seen most of it because if you watch like the Clone Wars, like you would understand, like, Dooku was a Jedi and people liked him, and then he murdered people, and they were like, oh, now you're the bad guy. Like, I don't need to see him slowly turning to the dark side. I get it. Like, he's disillusioned.
Yeah.
Like, give me new stories. There is so much more. Like, the best that they've done so far has been like The Mandalorian, which is still kind of a quasi prequel. And even Andor, which is I'm loving, is still a prequel. Yes. And it's like, give me more, or give me something like that's in so far in the past that has nothing to do with the shit I've already seen.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you've got all of Star Wars. Like, give me Star Wars. Just stop giving me the same shit and calling it, pumpkin pie or grandma's peach tea or whatever they said in Batman versus Superman. All right.
Yeah. I remember reference that movie. Yeah.
Grandma's peach tea. Yeah.
Grandma's peach tea.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, I loved every single episode. I love little baby Ahsoka. She was adorable. And I wouldn't say I loved every episode, but like it was only like 22 minutes a piece, so it's not like you could not sit through this very easily.
I don't know if it was even
I know
that
that's
long.
why I think 16 minutes, I think, something like that. Like, that's why I couldn't believe it. I tried so hard and I just kept trying, and finally I was like, obviously I'm not gonna make it through this.
I did think it was cool they actually gave Yaddle something to do, even though it was briefly. And I like the thing with the freaking clone troopers and Anakin, like, yo, get beat up by these clone troopers for like 6 years, and then you can probably do something with it.
Y'all bugging. Look, this shit was phenomenal. One, I understand, yes, they're giving us the prequel and everybody out. Yes, I'm with you. We've said on the show before, either go straight Old Republic or just go far in the future. That's past the list. I'm with you. But if you're going to keep giving me stuff, give me this quality. Like, this shit was awesome. Like, if you're going to keep forcing the same stuff down to me, at least make it good. And this stuff was good. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit, I'm going to be real, I'm biased. My favorite probably Jedi, favorite character that's non-black is Dooku. I always like Dooku. I just like Christopher Lee, so I always thought it was dope that he would play Dooku. And this fleshing out of his story, because Dooku, if you even watch the prequels and the movies, he never felt like he totally brought in to the dark side. Mm-hmm. It always felt like it was an ends to a means. Well, this shows what the ends to the means was. Like, he's like, oh, this whole peacekeeper shit, we not keeping no peace. We're just keeping authoritarians in power and just supporting them, and while everybody else is suffering, that ain't the job of the Jedi. And that's why he went that way. Yes, I agree with you. Him exiting out Yaddle, I thought was,
I will be an authoritarian.
It was awesome. And like I said, him exiting out Yaddle, I thought was dope. I thought that was the great turn for him to be like, oh shit, like I got to murder one of my own to kind of like keep my dream of making the universe a better place alive. And you exit, even though Yaddle should just bounce once he threw the thing on her, but that's neither here nor there.
Should have bounced before. She shouldn't even confronted him. It's just like, that seems like some fucked up shit. I should probably go tell somebody. We can circle back to this.
In her defense, I think she didn't think that Dooku was that far gone. I think she thought that she could bring him back to him, and then they can fight Palpatine and then go back and he can serve whatever justice.
It's probably what you would do for a friend. It's like, yo, let's talk this out. And then your friend's like, yo, I got this laser sword. I'm about to fucking fuck you up with it. And you're like, right.
Also, other things I noted then, like my favorite Jedi is Mace Windu. And I was like, man, maybe I have to rethink him as my favorite Jedi because Mace Windu feels like the black cop that's been on the Force so long that like he's an asshole and really buys into the bullshit and forgot that he was kind of black. So I kind of got that vibe straight up from him. But also, the second thing I thought was hilarious, like, I feel like Dooku was trying to pull some affirmative action shit on Mace Windu. It was like, hey, you knew you were going to get this promotion before we left? And Mace was like, nah, bro. I had no idea. They just figured I followed the rules. You didn't. I got it. And Count Deuce looking at him like, man, I know affirmative action when I heard it. So, but
I don't see why they didn't hire me. I'm just as good.
Right. Also, but I do like the mythos of Dooku being someone that comes from royalty, but actually gives a shit about people being poor and starving, which I thought was a good twist because they could have easily made him pompous, which he is, but pompous to the point that he don't care about people suffering. He just wants to do the job, which I feel like that's what Mace Windu was. Mace Windu was like, yeah, we probably should go back and report this. They're like, we need to figure out, solve the crime. Yeah. He's like, nah, report. Let's just go to report. Let's just do the paperwork. Let's get out of here. Like, so I enjoyed it. The Ahsoka thing I thought was dope just because it's me and you, Jason. We are huge people of the Clone Wars and Rebels and all that. It does give some credence to the fact that, like, that scene where Ahsoka escapes all the clones trying to kill her at once, and it's just her and Rex in that scene. Well, now we know why, because Anakin pretty much was like stick beating her into being a better fighter. Like, I don't know who's either worse, like the man with no faces training Arya or Anakin, because these ones both were just beating the crap out of the Padawans to be like, yeah,
you're gonna learn
to get better. Right.
And let's also just, put this out there that like they left a like 16-year-old girl unconscious with a group of virgins.
Yuck, Jason. Yuck.
I'm just saying. Look, if we're gonna have a reason to hate the Jedi, let's hate the Jedi, all right?
So, but yeah, obviously you know where my mind is, but where I loved it. But I will let you guys continue to hate on things I love because I love you all. I love you all. I'm a Jedi. I love you all.
I love this show. And that's also, once again, affirms in my mind why it's just completely foolish to even be a Sith, because like as soon as you cross that line, like you just basically give up on everything you believed in. Like, oh man, I'm gonna help this guy out. And the next thing you know, I'm doing war crimes. Even though if you watch the Clone Wars, everybody's doing a whole bunch of war crimes.
I think
Anakin and Obi-Wan are like war crimes. Like they should have been hung for all the war crimes they do in that show.
I think that the Jedi are too almost like Captain America. Like there's a reason why they turn Sith is because when they're talking about balance, like I don't think that the Jedi are balanced and I don't think the Sith are balanced, and I think you have to be both. And that's why I liked Kylo Ren so much, because I felt like he kind of, I mean, he's a murderer. They're all murderers. I mean, they're all bad guys. Okay, let's just be honest. Like it just you're just calling yourself a good guy, whatever. It's fine. But I just think that they're both wrong and they're both right. Like, but I think
one's more righter than the other.
Well, one, I don't know. I just don't, because you still have the rebel. Like, first of all, I'm rebel for life. Okay, let me just throw that out there. But I do think that the Sith aren't all wrong.
I agree. I'm with you on that. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I just think that the Jedi, they were so blinded they were just so arrogant, and they were their own downfall.
I think where the Jedi come to the downfall is their unwillingness to enforce, because that's basically what it comes down to. They're like, yo, there's a group of people who make the decisions for everybody, and we put our trust in them. And everybody's like, yo, you should not put your trust in them. Correct. Because they're corrupt. It's like, but if we didn't, then we would be the ones, enforcing our will. And that's not our way. We're not the one. And I feel like, especially in that episode with Dooku and Mace Windu, it's like, yeah, we can go in here and lightsaber all the guys and do justice. But that's really like your opinion of it. And yeah, it just turned out you were right. Right? Like, and actually investigate this and be sure that we were right. And it's like, yeah, there are two different ways of thinking it. And yeah, of course, the one way is trying to work through the system, which we already know the system is corrupt. And the other way is basically enforcing your will because you believe you're right, which is, if you are right, it's great. But that's how you lead down the part where you become an absolutist and where you say, I am always right.
It's almost like an allegory.
Yeah.
Oh, George Lucas, secret genius. We never knew it.
It's like a poem. It rhymes.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, if you are joining us for the first time, we do our rating system here, where we give it a head if we enjoyed it, a cannon if it was aight, and a circus if it was trash, and some clown shoes. Jason, what do you give the overarching plot and storyline of Tales of the Jedi?
Head. They're small enough they don't have any fat to it like a whole show would be. So like that's why I give it a head, because it's just all little meaty bits, and you just eat them if you want.
I'm glad that's how you eat little bits. You smack your lips too, just to make sure. Okay, Lisa, what would you give the overall plot and storyline of Tales of the Jedi?
I think it's a circus. I think it's just a money grab, and I think they're just taking advantage of their fans. So
that is 100% true.
So I think it's a circus.
There is no lies said there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I took out my wallet and thought I could order stuff, and they're like, "Oh, no, nothing sold yet." Oh, sorry. I'll put my money away.
Take it, Walt. Take it, Disney.
I'm gonna give it a cannon. I thought this overall storyline was good, especially because I didn't know. After the first episode, I'm like, "Where is this going? Why we got babies and stuff? I don't care about no babies." So
no magic babies.
right. Animation. Jason, what do you think about the animation for this?
So, as I said, you could either like the style, the Clone War style, or you hate it. And like, there's some times where the Clone War style is very herky and jerky and very stiff. But this show, you can definitely tell that they have been iterating on their style and doing more with it. So, just in general, I'm giving it a head. Just in general.
All right, Lisa.
Jared's gonna hate it.
I give it head. I think it's beautiful. I love animation. This is usually my jam, and I usually gobble this stuff up. So, I guess it wasn't a good week for me, guys. I don't know, but it gets head. I think it was beautiful.
She's sleepy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a head too. I thought the animation was great. And then my last one is, what would you rate? How Star Warsy was this Star Wars thing, Jason?
Well, when Ahsoka caught the lightsaber of the Inquisitor and took it out of his hand and used it to behead him, I was like, bing, bing. So just for that one scene alone, head.
Lisa, for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's as Star Warsy as Star Wars gets. So it's a
head. Yes, a money grab. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't let us go from off of the 30 years that
it's
the Star
exactly
Wars
what
has
it
done.
says it is. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, I'm gonna give it a head as well for how Star Warsy it is. All right, from a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being trash, 5 being great, 1 being trash. Jason, what do you give Tales of the Jedi?
Despite that it's another freaking prequel, they still can give me more of this shit. 4.
Lisa, how about you?
I mean, I didn't finish it, so
DNF.
DNF. What I saw, I guess, is a 3 out of 5. Yeah.
Oh man, I thought it was finally gonna get Lisa's first one. I'm like, I was ready. I was waiting for it.
No.
She's trying not to get fired. She's like, right.
No.
I'm gonna give this a 4.5. I really thoroughly. Again, it's cheating because it has Dooku and Mace Windu, 2 of my favorite Jedis in it. So I'm all here for it. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Has always been a stick in the mud. I wish Mace Windu was just like Sam Jackson when he was younger, just like throwing out F-bombs and like slapping dudes. And then as he got older, he was just like, okay, I should calm down. I really want to be on the Grand Council one day, so I'm going to start being more proper. Like young Mace Windu has like a Jerry curl, like he did in Pulp Fiction. He's smoking a cigarette. He's smoking a death stick. There's always a death stick loosely hanging. That's why his lightsaber is purple, man. Like,
yeah, is that perk? That perk? Okay, yeah, that would be a way better character. Would be a way better character. All right,
shout out to Ron
Dawson. Shout out to Ron Dawson. Yes, absolutely. The story of Denji, an impoverished young man who makes a contract that fuses his body with that of a dog-like devil, granting him ability to transform parts of his body into chainsaws. Denji eventually joins the Public Safety Devil Hunters, a government agency focused on fighting against devils whenever they become a threat to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a summary for Chainsaw Man that is on Hulu or whatever anime streaming it is also on as well. Yeah, that's whatever streaming that is on. We do this thing called a one sentence review where we review this, I guess, 3 to 4 episodes in one sentence. Jason, what is your one sentence review of Chainsaw Man?
I had one first, but I don't think I can say it on TikTok. And this is eventually going to go on TikTok. So I'll go with the second one, which is give me my tits back.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, Lisa, what is your one sentence review of Chainsaw Man?
A boy obsessed with boobs, consumed by his devil dog. What's not to love?
Absolutely correct. So I took a serious note on this. With my one sentence review of Chainsaw Man, this is really about how class and poverty will drive you into desperation, which creates the desire to fondle boobs. Is my one sentence review.
That was like the first episode, and everything else has been about boobs.
Well, let's jump right into it, Jason, because you are our resident anime critiquer.
Well,
I don't want to say you hate it.
That's first and foremost. See what I did there, Lisa? Let's start off because some of our viewers may not know what anime is, for example. So we should
which makes me sad for them because it's like the greatest thing on the planet.
I don't know. I really like gravy, but like
nope, anime better.
Maybe bacon.
But when we're talking about anime, we're talking about a particular type of animation, a style of animation that comes like from Japan. So this is like strictly like sort of like has Japanese cultural influences. It's a different style of animation that is different from a lot of stuff that we do here in America. And this show is fucking nuts. So for those who have never watched anime before, you might not want to start with this one.
You might want to start with this one because you're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You might want to start with like something a little bit older, like your Dragon Ball Z's, your Naruto's, or your Cowboy Bebop, Voltron, even if you want to go really, really far back, or even watch Akira if you really just want to get something really nutty but really, really good. Yeah. The newer stuff, like I probably couldn't get into a lot of times these days, but like this show is fucking nuts.
You said you're not into the newer stuff these days?
I'm not really into the newer stuff these days, but this show is fucking nuts. And I was totally digging this show. And there's a lot of things that makes anime different from regular and westernized animation. Like there's a lot of stuff that they do that cuts the animation budget, but would be more along the lines of things that are done in films than you would see in normal animation. For example, in this show, there was a couple of shots where I can't remember the lead lady's name, Mishika.
Yeah.
And and the other dude, they were driving the car, and Hayakawa driving the car, and you see her coffee cup, and you see his eyes, and you see her lips, and you see like the street, and you would see that in like an art house film, or even like just somebody who thinks they're really pretentious filmmaker, but you wouldn't see that in a westernized show because ain't shit happening. Makima, thanks Daniel. Because it's cutting out on the animation, but it's still telling the story, which is great. It's doing other things besides, because animation is labor intensive. Like it's time intensive, it's labor intensive. And one of the cool things about anime was when they first started doing it, they were like, yo, let's cut some of this shit out because it doesn't really get us anywhere. And let's just, stylize this shit. So that's really cool. And for those of us who study animation, either it annoys you like Jaren and myself, or you like it like you guys do, which is fine. And like in this show, it wasn't as annoying for me. So like, because I was actually like appreciating like, oh, they're still moving the story along, even though we're just seeing a character's eye and like it blinking for a second.
Well, like those little things like food and anime always look so delicious.
Good.
Like,
oh my God.
Every time they do a food shot in anime, I'm just like, I bet that tastes so good.
Every single time.
And so they were like food shots, especially because he had what's his name? Dingy. He had never eaten
anything besides.
Remember, he had never had udon noodles, right?
Yeah.
And so then it just like shows like literally just udon, which is just noodles with just like the tofu on top. And I was like, that looks like the greatest bowl of noodles.
It did look great.
All he was dreaming about putting jelly on his bread.
Jelly on his, having toast.
Having toast.
Yeah.
Also, like one thing I liked the show really did well, like Porchita, the little chainsaw dog, like way to make you fall in love with something like within 5 minutes.
Yes.
Second.
Oh, 100%.
Like, firstly, the design of it just adorable. And then when, after what happens to poor Gingy and like this little demon's like, no, you go on, live your life. I'll just hang out with inside of you for the rest of my time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, that's friendship right there.
Yeah.
And then he turns into a chainsaw man and it gets awesome.
So as we talked about with Star Wars and they keep feeding us the same stuff. Anime and this kind of shonen, kind of shogun, kind of, it literally is the same. They feed us the same thing over and over again, and I fall for it every single time. I don't care. Hell, even the protagonists, they even damn near look alike. Usually, they either have blonde or orange or reddish hair, and they have some particular trait that makes them super powered out of no reason, just because the trait just does it, and then naturally they're going to suffer some huge loss that helps them build up self-esteem to become stronger. Hey, look, I'm here for it. I do not give a damn. It's the same thing like Star Wars, and I took my money. Jason was like, we threw the money at the screen. Same thing we're here for anime. I'm like, I need a chainsaw dog demon now. I'm throwing it here. I love Power. Power is my favorite character.
Oh my gosh, she's so awesome.
Amazing. She's amazing.
She's great. I fucking love
crazy.
her. And like, yeah, especially the dirty scenes when they're running through the forest. I fell in love. Yes, look, I'm here for it. I'm mad because I thought this was already, the whole series is already in the books ready. So when I was like, it's only 4 episodes, I was fiending like, oh my God, we can't wait till next week. Can't wait till next week. So yes.
Speaking of love, remember, I think it's the first episode when Digi gets picked up by what's her
Makima.
name? Makima. Yeah. And she's like, you're a dog, and then he's like, I love her. Like, instantly in love. I'm like, oh my God, I love this show so much.
It is no idea in my mind, just because we know the tropes of anime now. She's gonna be the bad guy. Like, I don't, somehow she's gonna figure out to be the bad guy.
Yeah. If you notice her eyes, her and Power's eyes are very similar, and I think that she's some sort of demon because she's just weird. The only thing I want to push back on is the overtly sexual stuff, and it's just a minor pushback.
That's like
exactly. Anime. It's anime. You would not, even in like a serious animated show in the United States, you would not have someone whose stated goal is to touch boobs, like, and it's kind of it's a huge tonal shift from the first episode where he's like trying to make cash just to like keep his Yakuza debtors off of him and like afford enough money to feed himself and Porchita. And then the very next episode, he's like, well, all that's over. What else? I want to touch her boobs. And I'm going to fight.
But I think it's like what Jason was saying, like when he was explaining, like it has a very serious story. Yeah. Like there is a very big problem going on. So it's like you have this like super serious, super dark underlying issue. Mm-hmm. So you need that ridiculoly over the top to break it up, or else it's too depressing.
And as I said, it's a minor point. Point. Because as soon as he said that, I wanted to high five him like, yes, that's exactly the motivation I want.
And Jason, just be happy that like his nose didn't start bleeding because of his horniness or pervertedness, because that usually is
that usually happens. Yeah, yes. My hero does that a lot. Yeah.
And like there was this scene where I guess Power was talking about her cat. And like that he lost Maui, and that he lost Pochita, and he could have like totally just. And I know this is just it was like the second episode, so I know he's probably gonna lie about what his motivations are rather than like actually try to form a bond, because it's the second episode. Like people have character arcs, but I was just like he could be like, oh yeah, I had an animal and I understand what you're going through, but instead he's like, I'm in it for the boobs.
Yeah.
He's also young. And he didn't like have a good life. Like his dad died, and then the mob was like, "We're gonna rip you up and murder you."
$300,000, which is insanity. So, like, what did your dad do to be $300,000 in debt to the mob?
300,000 yen? Wasn't it $3,000?
No, it was 38 million yen.
Oh,
so I
okay,
did the math because I don't know what a fucking yen, how much that worth.
Okay.
Right. You did the
It's
conversion.
money to me. It's
Thank God we don't inherit our freaking parents' debts. I feel so bad for people in K-dramas and anime because all they're doing is inheriting their parents' debt, and I'm so glad we don't have to do that.
And that's a lot of money. And like they're ripping him off when he kills demons, and I'm like, yo, he's got a nice little cute little chainsaw dog.
Also, too, I think to your point of the sexualization and then like that in his main focus, in reality, in a very short amount of time, you got to realize too, he went from eating pieces of bread and dreaming of just having like a topping on it to damn near getting money and getting fed. Like, I mean, he became
getting everything he needs.
Yeah. So his goals had to change now, and so what other teenage boys like? Hey, now my belly's full and my thing is hard and rocked up now.
Yeah,
and I'm around these pretty women that actually can talk to me and actually acknowledge my existence. Yeah, I think my goals would change.
When he kills the fiend for the first time, and then Hayakiwa, whoever, I'm sorry, I'm butchering these
the ponytail guy.
The ponytail guy. Yeah. And he's like, my family died. You got to take this seriously. And he walks over and he's like, I am taking this seriously. I secured the porn.
Yeah.
It's
so
like
good.
it's funny. It's just like it's a cultural difference. That's what it is. It's all because we are a prudish society around here. And even though I guess if you were to interact with people in Japan over there, they would seem prudish. They're more open about sexuality and just in general than we are. Because even in fucking HBO drama, you would not get someone whose stated goals is like, I just want to fuck. Like, unless you're in Euphoria or something like that.
Right. Correct.
So
absolutely correct.
Also, I mean, let's not bury the lead too. Like, the fight scenes in here are just amazing.
Oh, like, that's so kinetic. Good.
So good. Yeah.
So you can tell that they save their budget on their animation for the fight scenes. They everything else super stylized anime, and then as soon as they get to fighting them demons, they're like, oh yeah, we need to bring 10 more people on so we can get these scenes done. Put the money where the mouth is, because they are bad. When he was fighting that bat demon, oh
my god,
yes,
it was so awesome.
When the spouse came. And that was so gross. That whole scene was so gross.
The giant penis.
I love just like Jason said. Yes, I will. It reminded me so much of Tokyo Ghoul. It reminded me so much of what's the?
It had Tokyo Ghoul, Bleach vibes. It had a kind of
And there's one more that I just saw recently where they're all high rise. They're all I can't think of what it's called, but they're all assassins and on high rises, but it reminded me of all these things, and I don't care, and I want to watch it, and I want to just consume it all. And yes, I will watch it every week. I watched the first 3 episodes because the 4th episode hadn't released yet, and I literally every day was just jumping on Hulu, like, is it out yet? Is it out yet? All day long.
Up to the 4th. Yeah, I mean, like I said, imagine my surprise is like the 4th episode ends. And I'm thinking, like, guess the whole series is wrapped up because we're reviewing it. And then Boruto started. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? What happened? I really jumped to Boruto next.
At the end of the 4th episode, I really hope at the beginning of the 5th episode, they don't undercut what happens at the end of the 4th episode. Because I will be sorely disappointed.
I'll be sure to send them an email. No, also, I think that's going to be the joke. I don't think he's ever going to touch the boobs.
Oh no, he needs to touch the boobs.
I don't know.
I think something's always going to happen.
I need that to happen.
Like, I think what's his name, ponytail dude's going to walk in and like cock block him, and I just think that's going to be the joke forever. And it's just going to be hilarious.
I love how he stated that he when they first met, like he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to touch Makima's boobs," and he's like starts beating his ass.
Yeah.
And then when Jinji gets up, he goes, "There's the difference. I always go for the nuts and just keeps kicking him."
It's like nuts or nothing, or something like that.
That's worse. His nuts just like, we ain't fighting. I'm just gonna kick you in your balls the whole entire time.
Touche. Good job. Great job.
Probably so far in the first 4 episodes, one of my favorite characters of all time. Like, I love this dude.
Yeah.
Not Devil.
Not double, yep.
Thank
All
you.
right.
The blood hammer
Yes.
was just like,
Amazing.
as soon as that came out from Power, I was like, she's my favorite. Like Power is, oh God, she's so freaking amazing. And she's so crazy. Hot. And I love the crazy anime chicks. I love them. So
Jason and I have a fetish for crazy women. It's bad. So Power is like, to me, the next best thing. Like, oh my God. I will let her suck my blood anytime she wants.
I do like that his powers are pertaining to like his blood loss. I think that's a very cool like, nerfer so that you can make these more compelling fights. I think that's really, really dope.
But even when he had lost an arm, he didn't have enough blood. He only had a little nubbin of a chainsaw. Yeah. He was still putting in the work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Because he had a dream, and it was dream versus dream.
It's dream versus dream. Whose dreams are more stronger?
All right. Well, if you're joining us for the first time, we do our rating system here where we give it a head if it's great, we give it a cannon if it's some eye, and we give it a circus if it's clown shoes and terrible. Lisa, what do you think about the first 3 to 4 episodes storyline so far?
Head all day, every day, all the head.
Yes, Genji would definitely enjoy that. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, I'm only here for the boobs, so head.
Yeah, round sweep on that one. What do we think about the animation, Jason?
Also a head. When he gets his chainsaws going, you know you're going in for a show, and they don't disappoint.
All right, Lisa.
Yeah, I mean it's like, it is gory, and that toast looked like the best toast you ever had in your life. It gets head.
All right, and I'm right there with you on that, on it being head. And then the last one is how anime is this anime, Jason?
You know what? It's very, very anime for me, and I'm just sitting here going, okay, I can live with this. I can live with this. But it's not as anime as the old tropes of the older stuff back in the day. But it's still ahead in anime-ness.
All right, Lisa.
It's ahead in anime. It's like you just made up a word, anime-ness. Yeah, it's ahead. It's everything I love. I love anime, and I love anime like this. So, yep, it's ahead.
Definitely ahead for me. And the one thing, and it may eventually come, but right now, we don't have the obnoxious, goofy character that is always annoys me in anime. So I'm really, he probably is the archetype, but you usually have that one guy that's completely off, and it's thank God nobody's that yet. So I'm gonna give it a head as well. All right, I'm gonna scale from 1 to 5, 1 being straight trash and garbage, and 5 being great. Jason, what do you give Chainsaw Man?
A 0. I hate this show. I was lying the whole entire time. I'm kidding. It's a 5. It's a 5 out of 5. I am balls to the wall enjoying this shit. It's great.
All right, Lisa, how about you?
Yep, it's 5 out of 5. I've been telling everyone that I see about the show, and 5 out of 5.
And then for me, just to let you know what I think of it, it's going to be.
This is
for those that don't know, that's what happens when we all go 5 out of 5. So yes, we all agree 5 out of 5. And then if Jason likes to do math and how math works, that gives us a total score of
5.
There you go, Jason. All right, that's how math works.
I don't know how I can barely read. I don't know how math works. Thanks, Daniel, for suggesting this show. This was a great suggestion. Daniel Wynn here. My baby daddy. He's totally watching.
Your baby daddy got it.
And we are all, I'm a lover of anime. I love all anime. I want nothing more than to be able to read and watch anime for the rest of my life. Forever and ever. Amen. So if there's anything else y'all want us to watch, please don't let it have 1,000 episodes because I ain't got time for that.
Nobody's trying to watch all of One Piece.
These new ones, I hadn't heard of Chainsaw Man yet, so I'm glad that Daniel recommended it. because it would have probably taken until like season 6 for my algorithm to suggest it to me. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, and then I have a treat for everybody. This will be Lisa's first treat, but we have some comments. I'm not going to read them all, but
sorry,
because we do have a lot of comments. So I'm not going to do them all. I'm just going to grab some of them and then read them out loud, and then let you all respond accordingly. Let's start. Yeah, we have a We have a lot of comments. So let's start
this
with
was like on our last video or what?
Oh, this
These
is just
are over
in
everything.
general. Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, this might not have to be pertain to you, Lisa. You might not even have been there for this abuse we're about to get, or love. I don't know.
Okay, let's go. I'm excited.
All right, so let's start off with one of our. He actually wrote a lot. NBL, as Jason likes to call it, nice big lips. But I don't know if that's his name, but he reviewed at the Let's Start review on Day Shift. He goes, it was all right, decent, reminded me of some Zombieland, needed more gore. Megan Good ass shot was awesome, and she's looking better than ever. Damn, Snoop did a good job, as did the rest of the cast. So that's NBL talking about
I'm
Day
hearing
Shift.
a 5 out of 5 from him.
Yeah, that is very high praise. Let's jump to probably our most reviewed thing of all time that we've ever done. The Batman. Yes. And we just cannot get away from people having an opinion about the Batman, and we love it. Bring them all in.
Commenting on stuff that's not even about Batman.
Right. So this is from Creeper Reigns. Nah, bro, I understand your opinion, but this movie, this movie, my opinion, is easily the greatest movie of 2022 so far, easily. And Batterson
come out this year.
Is my Batman, and just letting you know, this is a year of 2 Batman. He's still finding himself who he is. So evidently, he really loved the Batman more than me and you love the Batman. And
what was his name?
For him.
Creepy Rain.
Creeper Rain.
Nice way to say like you wronged.
Yes, that wasn't a saying wrong.
I respect the respect.
Respectfully, you're wrong.
And I'm going to respectfully decline his. I mean, it's not an egregiously bad movie. It's just boring for a Batman movie. That's what I say. I mean, Robert Pattinson is fine. Your name, Creeper Reigns, is a little suspect. I'm not letting my kids be around you, but I mean, that's a fine. There's plenty of people who liked it. I didn't like it. I mean, I would have liked it better if there was Batman doing Batman shit in it rather than
absolutely yes. Instead of knocking on the door and walking in the clubs. Okay, anyway,
walking around.
You digress.
Yes, we're not going to. We do have one for a couple from the Woman King.
Woo! Okay, who do I get the color?
Yes. This is from Pablo Echad de Leon. Putting aside the
sounds like a colonizer.
Putting aside the 90% flagrant historical inaccuracies, it seems the only thing that these. All right.
Who gives a crap? Oh, Braveheart was not very. Who cares? When has a Hollywood movie ever been historically accurate? Anytime. Name one. All right, keep going.
Gone with the Wind.
Lisa, I know where you live.
Baby.
Go on. I'm sorry.
It seems the only thing that the homie were good at was losing wars to their colonizing, severely depigmented business partners, in addition to being exceptional slave catchers and slave traders of the African decipher. These heifers are nothing to be celebrated by the African diaspora. So yeah, he definitely is not fucking with the Woman King. Oh yes, or they. Maybe they're fucking with the Woman King. Go ahead.
Suck my balls.
All right. Let's see. Joy Baker Jones. So I thought she was related
sister.
to you.
Oh,
she put her whole government name on there.
Hey, it's on there. Yep. I agree on the love affair storyline. It was so unnecessary, and it was a little creepy because she doesn't look 19, more like 13.
Is this from the Women King too?
Yes.
Oh yeah. And you can't trust light-skinned dudes.
Facts. Then this one is from Howard S. for the Woman King. He goes, how did LeBron get into this movie? Or was it just his beard? Yes.
There we go. Magnificent beard.
So we also have another one for I Trapped the Devil review. So somebody really went back in the archives and found this from us.
I forgot.
This
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah. This this one we did with Josh. Josh was the guest on this one. We did this one.
I did watch this. I can't remember what it was about.
The person in and then at the end it walks out and it's FL says FL goes, what was the movie about? You're rambling about irrelevant details. And I responded to him and then I go, that is the whole purpose of this show.
Yeah.
So
we should call it irrelevant details. Like,
thank you for your view. Please like and subscribe.
Have you never talked about anything ever? We are quibbling over whether or not which space wizard is better or not.
Right. Yes. Then we have a comment for the Harry Potter the Slave Owner, and this is from somebody named Lisa Russo. I don't know who this woman is. Her comment was, man, I hate that I missed out on this conversation. Well, this is the moment, Lisa. You have your stage. Please tell us more about Harry Potter and being a slave owner.
I already said I hate that J.K. Rowling even added that. I freaking hate it. I hate it. It drives me freaking crazy. And it 100%, we all know that she's problematic anyway and hates people.
You know what Percy Jackson would have done? He would have freed them house elves. He would have met Hermione in the room of requirement, banged her out real quick, and then went ahead and fought Draco in a fist fight. Percy Jackson is the man.
What's in your cup tonight, Jason?
Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's why he's jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Next time, drink the beer, okay?
It would have fought. All right.
Our next one is on Hellraiser. Hellraiser review from Brave Damedius, which he's reviewed before, which I think this is great. He goes, there has to be a better way to do the rating system than giving head.
I feel bad for him because obviously he doesn't know how great it is.
I don't know. Maybe try enjoying your life sometimes. I don't know.
Look, if you're miserable, just say so.
All right. Werewolf by Night, and this is from NBL, and he liked it. Yes. I liked it, and then Man Thing in capital letters and exclamation points. So he's excited that Man Thing was in Werewolf by Night.
Swamp Thing is better, but yeah.
Whoa. All right, take it easy now.
They're created by the same dude, okay?
I mean, NBL seems pretty loyal, so maybe they'll piss off the like and subscribe.
Thank you, NBL.
Thank you for your comments.
Yes. He also reviewed Pearl. He left a comment for Pearl. Just saw it. I liked it. That's a crazy itch. Run. And I still like Terrifier 2 more. And basically me and him are going back and forth about our love for crazy women after that. But yes, he did enjoy Pearl. Because he reviewed something else and I said you should probably check out Pearl and Barbarian. They're probably the two best going right now. So he did check out Pearl and just wrote back and said he did love it. So
Pearl is the kind of woman you marry and stay with for the rest of your life and end up killing a couple of porn stars with because
100%. Yeah.
Because leaving is not an option.
Yeah. It's just normal retirement shit, you know.
When we grow old, we're going to invite people to our farm and then we're going to murder them and feed them to our alligator or keep them in our basement. I love you,
absolutely. NBL also reviewed Bodies. He left a comment. He said, movie sucked. It was stupid.
That was the point.
I don't disagree, but I'm with you as well. Like,
thank you for the comment.
Thank you for the comment.
All right. Vanessa L for our Dungeons and Do-Rags episode. Great show tonight. And JL, great show tonight, y'all.
Friend,
Yep. So appreciate you guys for watching and enjoying it. We're going to jump on up to the Rings of Power, and this is the one I was waiting for to get to because we know Jason will have responses and feelings. So this is from.
If someone's going to say something about freaking Galadriel being a freaking Mary Sue, I'm going to say stuff.
Just wait till the comments. See
the Doris Countess. The show is below acceptable to any Tolkien fan that has read at least the trilogy. It is at least sad that they spent so much money to produce such a show. It's okay. Next time, read some shit. The even worse thing about this show is that it sucks. Even if you have read 0 lines about Tolkien, it's not worth it, even if you see it from that perspective of a fantasy show. Even the Shannara Chronicles is far more superior series than this show. Please make some good shows. Spend your money on entertainment or donate them to people of need. Wow.
Damn.
Comment of the week. Comment of the week.
Where is the lie?
Jason, would you like to have anything to say here?
I have no rebuttal. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm sorry that you have no joy in your life. My bad.
I had to rein myself in because at first I thought they were saying that they did that stuff about our show, and then I was like, the heat was like rising in my body, and then I reminded myself that they were talking about Rings of Power, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yes. Make a $1 billion show better, by all means, talk Amazon into giving you a show and you see what you can do with it.
Okay. Maybe we should talk Amazon and giving us a show, and then we can review things until our great Amazon shows and not everything else sucks.
And be like, chill.
It's all great.
This is the best show I've ever seen in my life. This thing's a pirate show. I tell you, I believe Tolkien was his work, anything that he wrote was far inferior to this TV show.
It's okay to sell out. It'll buy me a new car and a house.
I got kids that need to go to college.
Ain't no shame.
Yes. And then now we have our last comment of the day. It was for our top 3 Halloween entertainment and things. NBL, his the comment here.
Ooh.
He goes Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Got up to like the 12th one, so he's only made it to season 12 of Treehouse of Horror. So,
he was
Lisa, do you know anyone's beyond? Anybody know anyone's beyond the 12th one that maybe he should view by in the top of your head?
I just think they're all great.
Was he born in the 90s? Like, how has he not seen like 40 seasons of The Simpsons?
It doesn't matter. He's our fan. Leave him alone.
I'm saying,
listen, NBL, when we get merch, NBL, listen to me. Mark this, okay? When we get merch and we get our brand, I will send you a t-shirt for free, okay? Thank you for liking and subscribing.
I second that. Yeah, absolutely.
All I'm saying is that if you're over the age of 31, you should have seen every single producer.
No, because remember, like, people our age, like, they weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons. And then so if you missed it, then if you missed it, and then
seasons because I was 5 and my grandma was like, "You're not watching that."
Also, some people are watching Sunday Night Football as well.
Yeah, if you don't, if you weren't recording it, no. But football would always run into this. Football always runs into The Simpsons. So unless you're watching it live, you're missing it. Like because I would record it, and I still wouldn't even get but 5 minutes of the episode because football always ran over.
Stupid.
So, in the day of streaming, and if you forget about it, but yeah, I will just watch the True House of Horrors, every single one of them. There's a few that are just but season 17, I think season 17 was the one that was a Dexter one. So,
okay, yeah.
And then they always do so many Clockwork Orange. There's always a Clockwork Orange one that's just
either Bart is dressed as a Clockwork Orange for Halloween or something.
Yeah. There's always something.
What's funny about The Simpsons? That show aired in 1989 when I was 5 years old, and it's still on to this day. There are whole generations of people who were born after The Simpsons and stuff and are adults.
Yes, it's weird. It's weird.
And hold down jobs and rent cars on their own and get hotel rooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how those are the things you chose for adulthood. We're like, yeah, because you gotta be 25-ish around there. Like, yeah, hotels and rent cars.
Ain't no 21-year-old adult, all right? Like I was 21 once. You're not an adult until your brain fully develops at 26, and that's when you're allowed to rent the car.
Oh God, I already had 2 kids by then. I felt bad for them.
I had one.
Well,
Maybe we should.
They're all right.
Yeah, they survived.
They survived. Yeah. I was a great parent.
Or in the words of Homer Simpson, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Was it the turkey? The turkey kept getting locked up. It's still good. It's still good.
Oh
yeah, that was like Brody's first 5 years of his life. Was just me going, it's okay. It's good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Good.
Yeah, it's okay. I would always be like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right? You're fine.
Look, I need you to heal because we don't have health insurance. I need this to be okay.
I said this the other day. I was like, yo, our deductible's too high. Can you guys like get down? Because we got fake health insurance. So.
We got just in case in health insurance.
I need this to be like a gunshot wound.
It kind of passed the deductible. So
right.
We get these.
Like, even if it's a gunshot wound,
$1,000, you'll be all right.
Yeah. Even if it's a gunshot wound, we're not getting an ambulance. I'm driving you.
Yeah. $5,000 taxi ride. We don't need that in my life.
Right. We're going to Uber there. Yeah. I'll just pay the Uber fee. That's fine.
It would be
all right. Yeah, it would be.
That was exciting. That was a nice little treat. I'm gonna go and comment back to NBL and see what they think about all the Simpsons episodes.
Absolutely, especially if they're brand new to them. That's dope. I wish I could be brand new again to things.
Well, like I said again, like we mention all the time, and please like, share, and subscribe, and comment because we will read your comments on there. I even literally cut out a whole section and put it up on YouTube of just what we just did, reading the comments and responding. So if you do comment, you will make the show. It's simple as easy as that. So thank you for everybody who does that. And we're officially made it to that moment, the moment that everybody loves and enjoy, the ending.
The Elvis fans love this.
Yes.
What are we doing next week? Do we know what's on? Can we tell them? Do we know yet?
No, we will have a show before that. Oh, no, we're just doing the show from there.
From Wakanda?
You think I live in America? You think I'm still living here in America when Wakanda existed? You think I'd be doing this in my living room in Georgia if Wakanda existed?
I was just following. I was following what he's giving me. I was just like, cool.
Okay, no, you're right. That's 2 weeks from now. Yeah, Wakanda's 2 weeks from now, so you're correct.
I mean, we can do the show and just do it on a Thursday rather than a Wednesday.
But
yes.
Because I'm going to
watch the movie and then do the show. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lisa?
Oh yeah, I don't care. Well, but anyway, for our viewers, what are we doing next week? Do we remember?
I thought it was K-drama next week.
Oh. K-dramas or K-drama? Just one? We're gonna do Little Women?
Told us one because you said one. You said they're very long. So
Little Women, Little Women on Netflix. It is very long, 16 episodes, and they're like an hour and 20 minutes each. Ooh. So
you got 5 episodes.
Buckle up. But it's a good one.
Are we gonna do you want to review Till, Jason? That comes out this week.
I don't know if my heart's ready for that.
Yeah.
We'll play it by ear on Till.
Just tell me. I need to like make sure I don't drink before I go, and I just like
as long as I don't come out feeling like I did when I came out of 12 Years a Slave. Because when I came out of 12 Years a Slave, I was like, Aaron, John, don't call me. I don't want to look at y'all.
I heard until like the director was like purposely was like, oh, we're not doing the trauma stuff.
Yeah,
like we're going to talk about what happened, but we're not showing the incident. So that's good.
They're not showing like the murder.
No.
Yeah, they're not going to. She said they're not going to show the murder.
But they're going to show the body, right?
No, I don't think. I think they're only going to show from Mamie's perspective of everything that's going on. I think.
I'm glad. Okay.
I might just buy a ticket and not go see it.
Yeah, just to support
like support it. Yes.
Yes.
Just stay.
Oh gosh.
This is gonna be hard to make a joke about that movie.
I know. God, maybe that's just like a separate show.
Give me Passion of the Christ 2, and I can fucking joke all the way through that.
And Jason, you're gonna go on to oh my God, what's his name's podcast? Yeah, to do Wakanda.
He's coming here.
Oh no, he's gonna come here.
Oh, he's coming here for Wakanda?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to him. Oh, okay,
He's coming through. So
okay.
we can Wakanda forever on these suckers.
Awesome.
I'm just going to give it a bad review just to be a dissenter. That's all.
Just to villains.
Yes. This movie was too black. Like, what?
What happens if we made T'Challa white?
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, so then you're gonna put a woman as Black Panther? Yuck. You know, I'll do all that.
Like Black Pantheress. I don't want to see that.
Right.
I'm sure it's already like that. I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah. Have you not been on Twitter ever?
I don't read the comments. It just makes me sad. Makes me sad. The only comments I read are under like Cardi B's, because Cardi B tweets like the stupidest things, and so I always just go into her comments just to see what people say.
Yeah, I gotta stop reading comments on TikToks, because especially if it's like something racially charged, I'm like, I hate myself today. Let's read the comments. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I forgot. We were supposed to be ending the show. Yes, ending
the
show.
Oh, my bad.
Next week, K-drama. We'll have a K-drama, Little Women, and then we'll figure out the rest, and we'll let you know on Twitter and TikTok and all the places we're at, what our show's going to be for next week.
Okay.
But right now, we know we're going to have K-drama, Little Women on Netflix, correct?
Yes, on Netflix.
All right. So if you want to know what our lineup is going to be for next week, please remember to share and subscribe to all of our places: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. We're all the places that you want to be in, and then some. And Jason, before the show, showed us a beautiful website that he's making for us. That each will have a calendar in there, and so you'll know exactly what things we're going to review. It might even update where we maybe even watch the movie at. You may want to run up on us and be like, "I hate your review of Tales of Jedi." To one of us here on this show.
In order for me to put the calendar on our website, it has to be public. So yeah, they could totally look at our calendar and be like, "Guess when these motherfuckers gonna be?"
Wow.
Jason's gonna watch it at the movie tavern in Lawrenceville, Swanee on a Thursday night. I'm gonna show him.
Yeah, don't do that.
I love all this.
I don't. This is giving me anxiety. I don't. We're not doing that. We're not.
No, we're not doing that. We're joking.
No.
Lisa, you know, like, you're probably the safest out of all of us. All right.
Doesn't matter.
You got anxiety. You got Mr. James L.A.
Here's the thing. I feel like I'm a little crazy, and I always just kind of like am like, I always have a lid on it, and I just feel like if the lid goes, then I'm going to be in prison.
Every time we go out to drinking, we're looking for fights.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
That just confirms I knew I liked Lisa for a reason. It's the crazy thing. Got it. Yeah. All right, well, good. Thank you all for listening and watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe everywhere. Yes. Before we go, Lisa, do you have any kind words besides telling people that you're crazy?
Kind words are, don't forget to shop local and support your, local shops and vendors. Black Lives Matter. Love is love. Be kind to everyone.
Absolutely. Jason.
Love is hate. No. As per usual, be kind if you consider it, and tip your servers at least 20%, if not more, if you can afford it. And it's Jared's birthday today, isn't it?
Yes,
Happy birthday,
it is.
Jared. Fuck you.
Oh, his birthday? You still gave it to him?
Yeah. Happy birthday. Fuck you.
Aren't you guys like birthday month buddies? Like, ain't y'all got the birthdays?
We got the same birthday month. Yeah, that's nice. I love people who were born in November. They're the best.
Okay.
I love Jared. Fuck him though.
Well, again, guys, thank you all for listening and watching. Again, we will be back next week. We'll see you then. Peace.
Bye.